Today we're going to show you how to make homemade jam. Now it's a very, very simple process that you can apply to so many different berries, and it's one simple ratio. Once you've made your own jam, you'll realise the difference between that and the jarred stuff. All you need to do is make sure you've got your berries washed and dried. If it's something like strawberries, we will need to hull and de-stalk them. You can do that a couple of ways, either cutting off the top, although there is a little bit of wastage with that. With a sharp, small knife, you can poke in and cut that hull out. Or for a simple hack, just push a drinking straw through the bottom of the strawberry up towards the stalk and it comes out really easily. Whatever berries you're using, make sure they're washed and dried. If they're big strawberries, you might want to halve or quarter them. And then you need to weigh them. Make sure you remember that weight. It doesn't matter how much you use, as long as it's the same weight of berries to sugar. So place the berries into a saucepan, one that's big enough so that only about a third fills the pan, and then for the sugar, the same weight of sugar to the berries, and add that in. You can use classic caster sugar, or we like to use vanilla sugar, where we've stored a vanilla pod in the sugar for a couple of weeks just to give it that extra touch. And finally, the squeeze of half a lemon. And if you just squeeze that through your fingers, it will catch any pips if there are any. To cook the jam, place the saucepan on a medium heat, and what will happen is the sugar will slowly dissolve, the juices from the berries will be released, and then it will start to bubble. You want it to bubble pretty rapidly for 8 or 10 minutes, and that's why you need a big pan, because it will rise right up from the volume you started with. In this time, you can place a plate into a freezer to chill down, because this is what you need for the jam test. Once it's cooked, it will be hot and really liquidy. It will look too thin. But what you need to do is speed up the cooling process to see how set it will be when it's cold. So just a teaspoon or so onto the cold frozen plate, let it run, and it will cool down quickly. Then you can see if it's the consistency of jam you're looking for. Once you're happy with the consistency of the jam, transfer it into a clean jar, and when it's cool, make sure you put on a lid or cling film, and you can store in the fridge for several weeks. There you go, everything you need to know to make homemade jam, and you can do it with any berry, even if they're frozen.